They may look delicate. In fact, they are really rather poisonous.
Yeah, they're bad. It is giant hogweed, and in the last few weeks it's been responsible for hospitalising a number of children with severe blisters.
Well, the sap from the plant can burn the skin and have longer lasting effects, as Judith Moritz reports.
The Victorians imported it as a garden ornamental, but giant hogweed is a massive horticultural hazard. Its dainty white flowers give the wrong impression. This plant is poisonous, its toxic sap dangerous to the touch. Reed Daly was playing with friends in a park in Bolton when he ran through a clump of the plants.
I was in agony. I felt like every time I moved or touched something with it, it was just someone was poking me with a needle and just won't stop.
Reed's skin burns and blisters, and it'll now remain sensitive to light for a long time.
When my blisters go down, I have to put sunblock on for 7 years of my life, so I don't bubble up like this and go all blister.
Giant hogweed often grows near canals and rivers. The plant can be killed with herbicide, and local councils have a duty to get rid of it. Landowners who deliberately cause it to spread can face hefty fines. Judith Moritz, BBC News.
So, how dangerous can it be? Mike Dudley from the Mersey Basin Rivers Trust joins us now. Morning to you.
Hello.
That's the question. How dangerous is this? We saw those photos there. It looks terrifically painful.
It is. It causes horrendous burns if your skin enters into contact with the plant, it causes horrendous burns. It's not only the sap of the plant, the bristles and the little hairs on the stem and on the leaves of the plant. If you just brush against it as you're walking by, cycling, walking through the park, walking the dog, and if your dog runs into a stand of giant hogweed and then you pat your dog afterwards, the bristles of the hogweed are on the dog's fur and it transfers to your hand. It's horrendous stuff, and it's got long-lasting effects. Very painful, up to 6 years, because the burns are reactivated because they're reactivated by sunlight.
Oh gosh, it certainly really is.
So it's not only initial 6 months scarring and blistering. After that, it can fade slightly, but it's reactivated by the sunshine.
Now, it looks fairly innocuous. For someone who isn't looking for it, it doesn't look particularly unusual. What should we be looking out for?
Absolutely, it's very similar to cow parsley. The thing is with giant hogweed, in its second year of growth, it grows 20 feet high. It's a really statuesque, huge plant. Once you learn how to identify it, when you see it, it's strikingly obvious what it is, and it's very easy to avoid. The only problem is now that it's growing on both sides of public footpaths. The actual growth of the plant is becoming out of control in certain areas.
It grows very easily, does it?
It does, and it seeds up to 80,000 seeds a year, so whilst it's easy to control with herbicide, unless the control is done in a coordinated and effective manner, one plant can effectively reseed a river valley over 1 year.
Does it like being by water particularly?
Yes, it does. It will grow anywhere. The reason why it thrives so well by water is that water is a great conduit for the transportation of seeds. The seeds are quite heavy, they don't blow so well on the wind. However, at the moment in certain parts of the UK, especially Greater Manchester and West Yorkshire, the plants are growing in such numbers that it's inevitable that the wind will pick the seeds up. So at the moment on the hard shoulder of the M60 there's plants, and on certain A roads around the region.
And why are we hearing so much about it now and the last year or so?
We're hearing about it because essentially it's about who controls the eradication of the plant. No particular organisation wants to take control of the situation. So even though there was unworkable laws under the Wildlife and Countryside Act 1981, the law changed in 2014, and now that enables local people to use something called a community trigger under antisocial behaviour law. So it's antisocial behaviour to allow this plant to grow on your land, and the general public can report it to the council, and the council have a duty of care under the law to act to make the landowners aware and to serve them with a fixed penalty.
Just very, very quickly then, the difference between this and cow parsley is this gets to be much bigger.
Yes.
And
it has purple blotches on the stem. It's quite unmistakable. It's a huge plant.
Mike, thanks very much. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Victoria Derbyshire is on at 9:15 this morning on BBC Two. Victoria, what have you got for us today?
Hi, good morning. We'll have the latest news in sport, and we will hear Sabrina's story. Sabrina is 35 and has selective mutism.